guys, it is almost time to get into the holiday spirit, and today we are making a super cute Christmas wreath. This wreath has a standard size of 7 inches in diameter, but I also have a written pattern for 3 different sizes, small, standard, and large. You will find the link to the full pattern in the description box below, and let's get started! For materials, we will need 4 colors of DK or worsted yarn: green, white, red, and yellow, 4mm hook, yarn needle, stitch markers, scissors, stuffing, and glue. And for yarn, I'm using Loops and Threads Soft Classic yarn in the shades Butter, Bright Red, White, and Leaf Green. First, we will be making the balls. Here are the patterns for the 9 balls we will create. Let's start with the ones made with single color. Take the red yarn and begin by making a magic circle. Hold the yarn and wrap it around your fingers until you see 2 loops. Insert your hook under the right loop and pull the left loop through. Carefully remove the loops from your fingers and chain 1. Now we have created a magic circle. Next, yarn under single crochet 6 into the magic circle. Make sure that you are doing yarn under but not yarn over. Use a stitch marker to mark the first stitch of the round to avoid confusion. Once you have completed 6 single crochets, gently pull the tail of the yarn to tighten the circle and close the center. Then slip stitch into the first stitch of the round, which should be the one with the stitch marker. For round 2, chain 1. Yarn under single crochet increase 6, meaning that we are doing 2 single crochets in each stitch, giving you a total of 12 stitches. Remember to mark your first stitch. Slip stitch into the first stitch to finish the round. For round 3, chain 1. Yarn under single crochet 1, single crochet increase, repeat 6 times, which means that we will do 1 single crochet in the first stitch and 2 single crochets in the second stitch. Mark the first stitch. Slip stitch to the first stitch. Round 4, chain 1. Yarn under, single crochet 2, single crochet increase, repeat 6 times, which means that we will do 1 single crochet in the first stitch, 1 single crochet in the second stitch, and 2 single crochets in the third stitch. Slip stitch to the first stitch. For round 5 to round 9, chain 1 and yarn under single crochet 24, which means to single crochet 1 in each stitch. Once you reach the end of the round, slip stitch to the first stitch. From round 10, we will start decreasing to close the ball. Chain 1 and yarn under single crochet 2, front loop only single crochet decrease, repeat 6 times. Here is how it works. In the first stitch, make a single crochet. In the second stitch, make another single crochet. For the decrease in the third and fourth stitches, insert the hook into the front loop of the third stitch and pull up a loop. Then insert the hook into the front loop of the fourth stitch and pull up another loop. Yarn over and pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Slip stitch into the first stitch. Before starting round 11, add stuffing to the ball. Put in as much stuffing as possible to ensure the ball stays firm and retains its shape. For round 11, chain 1. Yarn under single crochet 1, front loop only single crochet decrease. Repeat 6 times. Slip stitch into the first stitch. See if you need to add more stuffing before starting round 12, which is the last round. Round 12, chain 1, yarn under, front loop only single crochet decrease. Repeat 6 times. Slip stitch into the first stitch. Chain 1 and cut the yarn. Leave a tail around 6 inches long. Pull out the yarn and remove the stitch marker. Thread the tail onto a yarn needle. To close the small hole at the top of the ball, sew the yarn back and forth across the opening until it is fully closed. Then cut the remaining yarn. Using the same method, create another ball using green yarn. Now we'll start making the balls with a single stripe. The instructions are mostly the same as the plain balls, just that we are changing colors. For rounds 1 to 5, follow the same steps as before. However, stop before doing the slip stitch at the end of round 5. To make the stripe, insert the hook into the first stitch of round 5. Take the green yarn and create a slip knot. Pull the green yarn through to complete the stitch. For rounds 6 and 7, crochet using the green yarn. Do not cut the white yarn, as you will need it again later. After completing round 7, insert the hook into the first stitch and switch back to the white yarn. Pull the white yarn through. Chain 1 and pull the green yarn tight before cutting it. Continue crocheting the rest of the ball as you did for the previous ones. Using the same method, create another 3 balls with the stripe. For the remaining balls with 2 stripes, they are still very similar to the previous ones, so I have skipped till the end of round 4, completing round 1 to 4 with the white yarn. Once you reach the end of round 4, insert the hook into the first stitch of round 4. Take the green yarn and create a slip knot. Pull the green yarn through to complete the stitch. For rounds 5 and 6, crochet using the green yarn. After completing round 6, insert the hook into the first stitch and switch back to the white yarn by pulling the white yarn through. Chain 1 and cut the green yarn. For round 7, continue crocheting with white yarn. At the end of the round, insert the hook into the first stitch and switch to the red yarn. Pull through the yarn to complete the slip stitch. Crochet rounds 8 and 9 using the red yarn. After completing round 9, change back to white yarn for the slip stitch. Cut the red yarn and continue crocheting with the same method to finish the bow. Repeat this process for 2 more balls with 2 stripes. Now that we have finished crocheting all the balls, let's move on to crocheting the ribbon. Take the red yarn and chain 15. Chain 1 more for the turning stitch. Then half double crochet into the second stitch from the hook. Mark the first stitch. For row 1, half double crochet 5, slip stitch 5, and half double crochet 5. For rows 2 to 5, chain 1 for the turning stitch. In each row, crochet back loop only. Half double crochet 5, slip stitch 5, and half double crochet 5. Mark the first stitch in each row. After completing the 5th row, chain 1 and leave a tail about 15 inches long. Pull out the yarn. For the short tail at the start, use a yarn needle to sew it into the work. For the bell, take the yellow yarn and make a magic circle. Yarn under single crochet 6. Mark the first stitch. Gently pull the tail of the yarn to tighten the circle and close the center. Then slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. For round 2, chain 1 and yarn under single crochet increase. Repeat 6 times. Round 3, chain 1 and yarn under single crochet 1, single crochet increase. Repeat 6 times. Rounds 4 to 6, chain 1 and yarn under single crochet 18. Round 7, chain 1 and yarn under single crochet 2, single crochet increase, repeat 6 times. Round 8, chain 1, yarn under single crochet 24. After finishing round 8, chain 1 and cut the yarn, and pull out the yarn. Remove the stitch marker and sew in the tail to your work. For the clapper, take the yellow yarn and make a magic circle. Yarn under single crochet 5. Mark the first stitch. Pull the tail of the yarn to tighten the circle. Then slip stitch into the first stitch of the round. For round 2, chain 1 and yarn under single crochet increase. Repeat 5 times. Rounds 3 and 4, chain 1 and yarn under single crochet 10. Round 5. Chain 1 and yarn under front loop only single crochet decrease. Repeat 5 times. Chain 1 and cut the yarn. Leave the tail around 10 inches long. To begin assembling the wreath, thread the green yarn and string the balls together in the sequence shown in the top left of the video. Insert the needle from the top of each ball to the bottom, ensuring they are aligned properly. Adjust the tail length to about 6 inches. On the opposite side, make a slip knot and chain to create the string for hanging the wreath. Chain until the string reaches your desired length. Leaving a tail about 10 inches long and pull out the yarn. If there is any space between the balls and the chain, gently move the balls to make the chain sit on top of the green ball. Next, take the tail on the other side and sew it into the first ball, which is the green one. Insert the needle into the top of the green ball and sew it back and forth to ensure it is steady. Cut off the excess yarn. Repeat the same process with the tail of the chain. Sew it into the green ball and cutting any remaining yarn. To assemble the ribbon with the bell, start by threading the tail of the clapper and inserting the needle into the inside of the bell. Apply glue to the middle back side of the ribbon. and loop the tail of the bell around the ribbon 3 times. Once done, cut any excess yarn. Afterward, apply glue to both the front and the back sides of the ribbon and loop the red yarn over it until the yellow yarn is fully covered. Apply more glue if needed. Cut off any remaining yarn, then glue the top part of the bell to the ribbon for extra security. Glue the back side of the ribbon to the wreath. And if you want it to be more secure, apply glue between the balls to keep them in place. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you give it a try, don't forget to share your creations with me. Feel free to tag me on Instagram or leave a comment below. Merry Christmas, happy crocheting, and I will see you in the next video.